Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacey and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different from the usual skincare, although the skincare ingredients in this product were one of the reasons why I did want to purchase it. So we're going to be talking about the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream SPF 30. So I've seen so many reviews about this product here on YouTube, people with really positive thoughts and people with negative thoughts, so I just thought I'd see if it was worth the hype. I paid £14 for it. I know it's $14 in America, and I got it off Boots here in the UK. So it claims to be colour correcting, full coverage and a natural finish, and I got mine in the shade Fair 120, which I believe is the lightest shade. I am really pale skin, so I looked and this was the palest shade that they did. Fair 120 says that it is natural beige undertones as well. So I have opened the actual box, but I haven't looked at the actual product. I haven't used any, so I'll get it out. So that's the tube. It says it's got collagen peptides and niacinamide. So this was one of the reasons why I did choose to review this product, is because I had a good look at the ingredient list. I've got it wrote down, so I'm going to be going through the formula and the different ingredients in it as well, just because it wouldn't be me if we didn't. So I thought I'll go through everything just so you can get an idea of the formula and everything and the ingredients before you try it, just to see whether it would suit your skin type. And then I'm also going to do a full day wear test of this product as well. I'm aiming for hopefully 10 hours. It's about 1 o'clock here now, so I should have it on all day, and then I can give you my thoughts on the product, the wear, what it looks like, and just my final thoughts at the end of the day on what I think. I will also do a couple of check-ins during the day as well. First, I'm going to go through the ingredients, what it includes. It is an SPF of 30. It does have mineral sunscreen, so it has zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, and it also has a chemical SPF in here as well, and I'm just going to put the name somewhere down here just because I don't really want to pronounce it. So obviously, as it says on the tube, it does contain collagen and peptides, which are really softening the skin, also help to smooth the skin out as well. It has glycerin, which is a really great humectant, really hydrating, sodium hyaluronate, really hydrating, and panthenol as well, helps calm the skin. Same with niacinamide as well. So it's got that in, which really helps to calm irritated skin, help protect the skin barrier, especially from can't even get my words out, environmental damage. Also helps to improve the appearance of pores as well. It's got dimethicone as well, helps protect irritated skin. And you've got canola oil in here as well, it does the same. Carrot seed oil and carrot seed extract as well, which is a form of vitamin A, so it'll help protect the skin from any UV damage, and also anti-aging as well. With this product being a natural finish as well, I was expecting it to be slightly more on the radiant side. As I do have dry combination skin, I did want something that was going to be a little bit more hydrating than mattifying, especially with it being the colder months here in the UK. I didn't want anything that was going to be too dry and on my skin. And it's also got sunflower seed oil in as well, which is a form of vitamin E, which helps to really hydrate and protect the skin. So if you do have irritated, dry skin, there's so many ingredients in this formula that I do think you will be fine. But it's not just about the ingredients, it's also about how it wears on the skin. So open it up, just see what the consistency of it's like first. I'll put it on my hand. Oh, it's thicker than what I thought. So yeah, that's the product. It's quite thick, as you can tell, it's not running down my hand. So what I've got is I've got my beauty blender, which is what I would normally use to put my foundation on, but I've also got a brush as well, because some people said they preferred the application with a brush, so I'm just going to do a half and half, just see which one works better really. So I've just primed my skin. I use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer just on my T-zone where I do get slightly oilier. I wear this one all the time, so I do know that it works and really enjoy it. I didn't want to change up my primers or anything else I used on my skin, just so I could get a good wear test of the product, so I know that nothing else would affect its wear time or anything. So I'm just going to put a headband on just to get my hair out of my face. That'll do. Yeah, and as you can tell, I've just done that and it hasn't even moved on my hand. It is really thick. I'm just going to use my palette just because it's got a little mirror in it, but I'm going to do sponge on this side and brush on this side, and then see how it applies, see which one it goes on better with. So I'm going to use my beauty blender first. It is slightly damp, but I did dry it off a bit so it wasn't too wet. So first things first, I would say this is definitely a good colour match for me. I just had a look on, I just googled the swatches, and there was people with different skin tones and everything with the swatches on their arms, which was really good to be able to tell. Right, so I finished applying this side with a beauty blender. I'll come a bit closer. So it does have a really nice natural finish, however I don't know if I'd say it was full coverage. I'd say it's probably more of a medium coverage. I mean, at the moment I'm quite lucky, I don't really have any blemishes. I do have a little bit of redness on my cheeks and it has covered that up fine. But I think that if you did have like more blemish prone skin, maybe if you go on with another layer, I do have a little spot here and it has covered it quite well. So I've just put another layer on. It did layer up nicely, but so you probably could get it to cover what you wanted it to, but I don't think I'd quite say it was full coverage. I would probably say it's more like a medium buildable coverage. So I'm going to go on this side now with the brush as well, see how it applies, but I did really enjoy the application with the beauty blender. Obviously this probably does soak up a little bit of the product as well, so it might go on a little bit better with the brush. We'll see. Right, that's not good. So I don't know if maybe my pump's a little bit faulty or if it's just because the product's so thick but it's barely coming out. Oh, there. So yeah, a bit of a temperamental pump on it. Right, so I don't know if you can really see any difference, but this is the side with the beauty blender and this is the side with the brush. The brush probably did give a little bit more coverage, but for me, with me having slightly dry skin, it has sort of accentuated that dry skin a little bit, so I think I do prefer the application with the beauty blender. But if you did want a fuller coverage, I would probably go for the brush if that was more what you were wanting. But yeah, I think for the lightest shade, I mean, there probably is the slightest bit too dark. I don't know if it's just the lighting that I'm in, but I'd say it's a pretty good match. But yeah, so overall I definitely would say it's a natural finish. It's really nice, buildable, definitely didn't highlight any of my dry patches with the sponge. It did a little bit with the brush, but that's normal for me with any other foundation as well. So I'm just going to do the rest of my skincare routine and then I will come back. Right, I'm back. So makeup's done. I've just put the products on that I would every day. Haven't gone too extreme. Wanted more of a natural look today. I'm only popping to the shop, which is a good trip out really at the moment because there's nowhere else to go. So that'll be my trip out today. So when I go, I'll do some check-ins throughout the day just to show you how I'm getting on, see how it wears. But as far as with all my other products, it layered really well, it didn't bunch up, didn't do anything weird. So yeah, so far so good, apart from the pump on the tube, which was a little bit of a nightmare. Hopefully I've maybe just got a little bit faulty one. I don't know if anyone else has had that problem with it. But yeah, I'll let you know how I get on and I hope you all have a lovely day as well. Hey everyone, so I've just come in for my first check-in, so it's 4 o'clock now, so it's been on about 3 hours. Haven't touched up or anything. I'm not going to touch up all day because normally I wouldn't, especially if I'm at work or anything. So I'm just going to leave it be, see how it lasts. So it'll start to separate a little bit around my chin. I do look a little bit shiny, but it was a natural finish anyway, so it was a little bit shinier. It's starting to separate a little bit around here as well. That has only been on 3 hours. But I mean, I do tend to get that a little bit with some foundations, but I just thought it would last a bit longer than this. But yeah, so far it's not too bad. I think if you did have oily skin, you probably would have to definitely go in with a mattifying primer. I mean, I did go in with a poreless putty primer, which does help a little bit, but maybe go in with like a more mattifying setting spray just to help keep it at bay, and you probably would have to touch up during the day as well. So we'll see how it goes, see what it's like later on. I mean, we're only 3 hours in and I was aiming for 10 hours. I am going to go out as well, I'm going to go to the shop. So we'll see how it lasts and I'll check in with you guys later. Hi everybody, so this is my final check-in of the day. It is 10:53, so near enough 11 o'clock, and I put it on at 1 o'clock, so that's 10 full hours that this has been on my face. Definitely have some thoughts. Get up close so you can see. Considering it's been on 10 hours, I thought I would have looked oily. I know I do look a little bit shiny, but I haven't topped up at all during the day. I haven't powdered at all. And I know I am drier, but I do still get oily in my T-zone. I mentioned in the earlier checkup that I did that it started to sort of like bunch up a little bit, sort of go a little bit patchy, so it almost looks a bit cakey, sort of around my top lip, a little bit on my chin here, and a little bit on my nose. I did pop to the shop, so I did wear a mask when I went to the shop, but I was only in about 10-15 minutes, so there's a little bit that's come off my end of my nose. That is probably off the mask. That's probably nothing to do with the foundation itself. But overall, considering I've had it on all day, I mean 10 hours is a long time and no top ups, it doesn't look too bad at all. I thought it would have looked worse, to be honest. So positives, it's got really good skincare ingredients, and I know I went through the ingredients at the beginning of the video. Got some really hydrating ingredients, some really good ingredients for the skin, just to really improve skin tone, texture, and just the overall appearance of the skin, which is really nice to see in a product that is not necessarily classed as skincare, but a foundation is really important because it can block your pores, break you out, so it's really nice to see that they have put a lot of thought into the formula and the ingredients that's in it as well. It's got good coverage. I mean, I wouldn't say it is full coverage, you could build it up, but I think it would take a good few layers for you to get to sort of full coverage. So I would say it is more of a medium coverage, which for me personally isn't a problem, but for some people who are wanting a really full coverage foundation, I don't think this would be the best option at all. It applied really nicely to the skin as well with the brush and the sponge. I personally prefer a sponge, but it did apply really nice with both, and it left a really nice natural finish. I know I have got a little bit oilier now as the day's gone on, but even this morning, well, I say this morning, it was this afternoon when I applied it, but it was left a really nice glow to the skin without looking greasy or anything, which was really nice. And also as well, it is an SPF of 30, which is really good just to help protect the skin during the day, prevent any premature age and things like that. So now time for the negatives. So the first negative I've got down is that it's £14, which I know is not a lot for a foundation, but for a drugstore and an affordable brand like e.l.f. is slightly up there in price. I know the ingredients are really good. They do have a lot of skincare benefits, but as a whole, when I think about some of the cheaper foundations I've got as well, like my Revlon Colour Stay, my Wet n Wild one, I'm sure that one's only about £5 or £6. So when you think about the e.l.f. one's more than double, and the Wet n Wild one for me stays put all day. Even if I haven't powdered, it wouldn't break away, sort of like the e.l.f. one has, and gone like patchy in areas where I'm not even dry, which is a little bit strange. I've made sure all day as well that I haven't been sitting like this or touching my face, because I do have a really bad habit of doing that when I am sat chilling. So I'm not really sure why it's patched off. For the price, it's not a bad foundation at all, but I've got better products that are cheaper. So if I'm honest, I probably would go for like them sort of foundations over this one if I was going to choose. Also as well, I mean, you've all seen it was the first time I'd opened the product. I'd opened the box but not the actual product when I pumped it out, and it came out fine for like the first two pumps, and then it sort of just wouldn't come out, which is sort of faulty pump. And if I'm honest, when I'm getting ready on them on, I don't want the hassle of having to keep pressing it. Yeah, not the best, especially when you just bought it as well. And as I say, it's not the cheapest of drugstore products either, so you would expect the pump to be a little bit better. But I've never had a foundation do that to me before, so I'm not really sure why it did, because it's not going to be the best. If I've just bought a new foundation, I can't even use it because it won't work. But hopefully it is just a little bit temperamental and it's not going to fully break on me. Overall, I don't think it's a bad foundation. I do think it is nice. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I know everyone's been reviewing it and it's been really hyped up, and if I'm honest, I'm slightly disappointed. I did expect a little bit more, I'm not going to lie. And I probably wouldn't repurchase it, to be honest, because as I say, I have got cheaper ones that I do prefer to wear over this one. I'm not necessarily saying that it's a bad product, it's just not one of the best I've tried, especially for the price as well. So yeah, that's my final thought on this product. I know this was a slightly different video to my usual skincare ones, but I hope you all enjoyed it. I really enjoyed filming it actually. I'd really like to make a few more videos like this if you guys did want to see it, so just let me know in the comments if you want to see any more videos like this, any other video suggestions. I'd really appreciate any feedback at all, and as always, if you did enjoy it, please give my channel a subscribe, it would really mean a lot. Hope you've all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.